Bill O'Reilly here. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Coming up next, the news with Mike Slater.
Thank you, Bill. It is Thursday, December 7th, Pearl Harbor Day, 2023. Here's what's happening today in America. McCarthy leaving. Fake electors charged. Ivy League presidents in trouble. And Daddy Yankee has a new calling. It's all coming up. Then Bill's going to be here with your message of the day. But first, the former Speaker of the House, Republican Kevin McCarthy, is leaving, ending his term by the end of the year. This is less than 2 months after being kicked out of power. McCarthy has been in Congress for 17 years. He became the Speaker after 15 rounds of voting, and 9 months later was kicked out. We have a biased, lamestream media alert. You're going to see a lot of headlines like this. Fake Trump electors settle lawsuit in Wisconsin. Or Nevada Attorney General announces charges against 6 Trump fake electors. These were not fake electors. They were alternate electors. In case the recount of the ballots were successful in Trump's favor, it would be wise to have alternate electors so that the courts cannot say, well, the ballots were in favor of Trump, but there's no time to get other electors. We'll just keep the electors who they are. It's the same thing that JFK did in Hawaii in 1960. JFK was first declared the loser of Hawaii by 141 votes. He ended up winning the state by 115, and the electors were on standby the whole time. Same thing here, but you're going to keep hearing about fake electors as if they were wearing like Groucho Marx glasses, pretending to be Biden electors. And then at the last minute, tricked you. The presidents of MIT, Harvard, and University of Pennsylvania are in a PR nightmare right now after their congressional hearing where they just could not say that when students call for genocide against Jews, that's a violation of their harassment policies. The Democrat governor of Pennsylvania said this proves that University of Pennsylvania has failed leadership, even the White House. Deputy press secretary saying it's unbelievable that this needs to be said, but calls for genocide are monstrous and antithetical to everything we represent as a country. Daddy Yankee, super famous reggaeton musician, 30 million records sold. Despacito is the second most streamed video on YouTube of all time. At the end of a concert the other day in Puerto Rico, he said this is his last concert. He said, for a long time, I've tried filling a hole in my life that no one could fill. On many occasions, it seemed to me as if I was happy, but something was missing for me to feel complete. He said, I'm not ashamed to tell the whole world that Jesus lives in me and that I will live for him, and that all the tools I have in my possession, music, social networks, platforms, microphone, are now for the kingdom. He said, living a successful life is not the same as living a purposeful life. I'm Mike Slater. The great Bill O'Reilly has your message of the day. Next.
It is a harsh reality, but many people find themselves owing money to the IRS. And all those scary ads on the radio about the IRS, well, they don't help. Tax relief advocates want you to relax and breathe easy, knowing that whether you owe $5,000, $50,000, or $500 in tax debt, you don't have to fear the IRS for another day. TRA, Tax Relief Advocates, has a proven 3-step tax resolution process, plus they are experts at working with special programs available from the IRS to help taxpayers get back on track. So don't lose hope. Tax Relief Advocates can help you significantly reduce or even eliminate your IRS debt. If they can't reduce your tax debt, you will pay nothing. Please visit TRA.com or call 800-575-2193. 800-575-2193. 800-575-2193. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. One of the most harrowing stories in my book, Killing the Witches, is the modern-day destruction of former ESPN tennis analyst Doug Adler. In 2017, he described Venus Williams as using guerrilla tactics during the Australian Open, meaning she had a hit-and-run style. Presto, internet reports popped up saying Adler called Venus Williams a gorilla, the animal. The man was fired by ESPN. Shortly after that, he suffered a heart attack and almost died. Adler is the victim of the odious witch hunt underway right now in America. Now, this week, another false story on social media. It said that demoted New York Jet quarterback Zach Wilson was refusing to play this upcoming Sunday. The report was all over the net, mocking the young man in a variety of cruel ways. Nobody checked the story, they just put it out there. And now we learn the report is false. Too late for Zach Wilson. Internet assassins are not held accountable and could not care less about the truth. A stream of tobacco juice is more worthy than what they spit out. Evil. That's what the modern day witch hunt is, and that's what Salem was. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. You can reach me, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, name and town if you wish to opine. Now let's go to the mail. Dr. Larry Pack. O'Reilly has said no one benefits from the clash between blacks and Jews, but I believe the progressive left benefits because they want strife in the country. Their goal is to destroy us by creating social and all times of chaos. But what this has done, Doctor, is spotlighted these lunatics on the progressive left. And most Americans don't like that. So it has hurt them, their image. Kurt, I think the protests and the people coming out for Hamas is good because we can now see who they are. There you go. Kurt and I are on the same wavelength, to use a cliche. Patricia Resnick, South Bethany, Delaware. I don't understand how Hamas was able to build a massive amount of tunnels. Why did no one stop it? Who's going to stop it? Hamas controls Gaza. Israel doesn't have any sway in there. That's a Hamas Palestinian area. Who would stop it? That's what the problem is. The terrorists run Gaza. Sharon, it's fun and hard to believe that the Democratic Party has been grooming Kamala Harris for nothing. She checks the boxes, first female of color, and she's a progressive. Yeah, but her poll numbers are worse than Biden's. So yeah, the progressives in the Democratic Party would love to have her run, but Americans don't like her. David Hotzen, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. The fact that George Santos got elected was failure of the media. Okay, I disagree. It's failure of me. I voted for him, my district. I didn't check him out. I don't depend on the media for anything. I am the media. And that's what I should have checked him out. Special election in February here in New York because he's booted, to elect another congressman for the third. And this time I'm going to study these guys or gals. In a moment, something you might not know. If you or your business is falling behind filing your tax returns, or if you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS, please listen carefully. The Biden administration just unveiled an $80 billion plan to modernize the IRS and reduce the unpaid tax debt. Are you tired of the IRS letters, levies, liens, or wage garnishments? You do not have to face the IRS alone. Hire Anthem Tax Services. They can help you settle your delinquent tax problems and all collections, and may even be able to reduce your back taxes significantly. If Anthem Tax Service cannot reduce your current monthly payment with the IRS or state, or they don't put you in a better position, you might qualify for the 100% money back guarantee. Please call Anthem Tax Services 800-810-9193, 800-810-9193, 800-810-9193. Now, the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. 82 years ago today, the Empire of Japan launched a surprise attack against American forces at Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. The assault began a global conflict that wound up claiming the lives of 80 million people. Here is the story. In July 1941, the USA imposed an oil embargo against Japan to slow that nation's brutal conquest of Asia. With energy supplies dwindling, the emperor and his generals forged a plan to neutralize the U.S. Navy, which enforced the embargo. On the morning of December 7th, American radar reported a large group of aircraft heading towards Hawaii, but sounded no alarm. At 7:48 a.m., Japanese bombers descended from the clouds over Oahu. Warplanes followed behind. 90 minutes later, 2,500 Americans were dead, 800 wounded, 4 battleships sunk, 200 aircraft destroyed. The following day, President Franklin Roosevelt addressed the nation, referring to December 7th as a day which will live in infamy. After that speech, Congress approved a resolution of war against Japan. Well, that was catastrophic for the land of the rising sun. Between Pearl Harbor and the Emperor's unconditional surrender, 2.5 million Japanese people were killed, including 500,000 civilians. All major cities were reduced to rubble, 2 obliterated by nuclear bombs. Japan lost 45% of its entire economy. The empire was reduced from 3.3 million square miles to 100,000. Between 1945 and 52, General Douglas MacArthur led the occupying forces in the reconstruction of Japan. It would take another 30 years for the country to recover from the war. And here's something else you might not know. In 2016, Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe toured Pearl Harbor with then President Barack Obama. Though he refused to give a formal apology, Abe did say, "Everlasting condolences to the American sailors who perished." For more about Japan and World War II, please check out my book, Killing the Rising Sun. Back after this. If you own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles and have an auto warranty about to expire or have no warranty at all, listen up. Car Shield has a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that's now available to the public. Save on out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. So please call Car Shield now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. 800-925-7584 for a free quote. Drivers who activate the vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. So please call for your free quote, 800-925-7584, 800-925-7584. Hey, what do you have to lose? 800-925-7584. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.